It's time for the Chips and Salsa Show.
The only show about Latinos for Latinos. And did we mention Latinos?
It's the Latísima.
Latinos come in all flavors, shapes, and sizes. You don't have to be Latino to enjoy chips and salsa.
People love chips and salsa.
What the heck is up, everybody? Thank you so much for joining me and Mr. Joey Sypher on the Chips and Salsa Show, New Mexico. We are at the new studio. You guys don't see it, but we are at a new studio at an undisclosed location. I'm not giving you lefties where I'm at.
They're gonna pull up on you.
We got nothing to hide. It's cool. I just, out of respect for the building owner, and we don't want to let anybody know where we're at, because we do got some haters out there. But oddly enough, the amazing Alice was not able to make it, and neither was Kim. Kim, state representative candidate, District 36, I believe. She had some stuff come up, so both girls are out. Now the men are jumping in. It's an all men, all boy, all boys show. So it's all good. That's why I like working with Sypher in the studio and his wife, because he can jump in. He's got that skill set where he can jump in if we need him to. We got this place feels great. I love it. Thank you, man.
It was a good, kind of easy transition. Thank you to Eric and Road Rage Productions for letting us, housing us here for the meantime. And he's great with sets. He builds all kinds of his sets, so there's going to be a couple more in here. And I know there's a CBD cooking show coming in here pretty soon. There might be a wrestling podcast coming in here pretty soon. Of course, this is the Home to Speak Easy podcast as well, so we do that. So a couple cool little things coming in. So
cool.
Those just kind of plug and play, and it looks almost exactly.
Yeah, it's got a hardcore studio vibe, bunch of cool art everywhere, bunch of talent everywhere. So, no, very grateful to be here. Let's just jump right into it. We're going to get Alice back here soon enough, but before we started the show, you were talking about El Chapo. I saw a bunch of articles with El Chapo.
Yeah.
And I kind of I didn't have time to read into it. Right now I'm more focused on America, so I'm not doing too much global stuff, but what's going on with El Chapo you were talking about earlier?
So, from what I gathered from all the news and the comments and everything, their plane flew in. So, El Mayo was El Chapo's kind of right-hand man.
Okay.
He was one of the most wanted men in the United States.
El Mayo.
So his plane flew in and landed at the Santa Teresa border at the customs.
Oh, right here.
At the airport.
That's right. Yeah, you're saying right down the street.
And,
okay.
So when they flew in, DEA agents met up with him.
Wow.
And arrested him on site. And then arrested El Chapo's son. I don't remember his son's name. It was one of the sons.
Okay.
And there's all kinds of crazy things being said that. Maybe one of them was working as an informant, and just some.
But basically, they brought the DEA and the customs a really high level target to try to get their dad out of jail, right?
Yeah. Well, so huge, and so kind of turned themselves into kind of hopefully cut their dad a deal, and but they were here, they got processed and booked in Doña Ana County, and then they got sent to the detention center. So I don't know if you've seen all morning. There was a helicopter flying above the lower valley, and he was kind of just patrolling the area and kind of making sure. So when they released him, they sent a team up to the airport and then flew him out to wherever they got processed and all that. But,
wow.
Yeah, I thought that was kind of crazy that somebody of that high level we had here in Doña Ana County, and they're kind of escorting him on the way, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that made me think about Michael Caine right away running for district attorney that. The district attorney right away jumps all over that.
Yeah, he would have been all over.
He would have been all over that. Freaking El Chapo, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
And it's really crazy to think how small this world is. That guy's a world-renowned billionaire criminal, man.
Like I said, he's
coming through cruises.
One of the top, one of the most wanted men
ever
on America's list. And,
ever.
For them to be processed and extradited through Doña Ana County, that's kind of cool.
There's so much crazy stuff going on with the Mexican drug cartels and the dynamics that come with all that, because they've done deals with politicians all over the world, different countries all over the world. I mean, it's such an interesting thing.
Mega bucks, man. Big
money. Multi-billionaire. We're talking probably in the trillions if you add it all up. If you add it all up. Yeah. Because they just basically filter it through Mexico. China sends it all through Mexico.
Sure.
And the Mexicans never really had a government. I mean, I'll talk about this in the past. Their president, their current president had gone through, before she got in there, 39 assassinations before they got her in there.
That's
because that's just the power, power.
Those cartels, they control a lot. They control the governments, the armies, and the political game. You know what I mean? So,
the whole way of life out there.
Yeah, the whole way of life.
It's just a crazy way to think about that, and how different it is up here in America. It's getting that way. We almost got Trump, his head blown off.
Yeah.
It's just like Mexico, you know, it's changing. You know, you would never thought that'd be something here in America. Well, since JFK,
Right.
but they came out and admitted who that was. It was Johnson, I
Yeah.
believe, a deathbed
Yeah.
convention of Lyndon B. Johnson. He was the one that kind of spearheaded it,
Yeah.
and the CIA was involved in it.
Yeah.
So, you know,
It's crazy, man. I mean, it's just a whole crazy time. I think we're living in right now, and it's. I mean, yeah, it kind of like history kind of repeats itself, right?
it does, man.
And
It sucks to say, but it does.
Yeah, it really does. And what we're seeing, it's just, I guess, our time to be seeing this.
I do think it's the craziest time to be alive right now, though. I think right now what we're going through, like today, there's more happening in this week, this month, these days than there was in the past couple thousand years.
Oh, yeah.
It's like things are just like hyper freaking. I don't know if you guys are feeling it, but every day is like so intense. Like,
Yeah, the energy, bro. The
energy.
energy level's off the wall.
It's off
right
the
now.
wall.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, just even with the Earth and the way the Earth is moving and stuff going on in Yellowstone, and I don't know if you've seen any of that, but
just stuff's changing too.
earthquakes
like,
all
you know?
around. They've been having record earthquakes in Snyder, Texas, like 5 points. I think like their biggest earthquake they ever had was like a 5.3 or something.
Yeah, the
In
earthquakes,
last
big earthquakes, yeah.
7 days, they've been having like 60 or 70 earthquakes in the last 7 days.
Wow. So things are heating up.
Yeah, yeah.
The poles are shifting apparently.
Yeah.
You know, I'm sure you've heard about that. Well, I mean, Joey's into the stuff I'm
Yeah,
into,
yeah.
so the poles are shifting, and I think it's every 13,000 years the
Yeah.
magnetic poles actually shift. So, I think with the, and this is just my guess, guys. You could call me conspiracy theorist, quacko, but I've been studying this stuff for years. I'm assuming that the elite, financially, the people who, the bankers who've been had the money and bloodlines, they know that the poles are about to shift.
Yeah, yeah.
And
I think they do.
and when that happens, the magnetosphere of our planet goes down. The sun's gonna basically cook the planet.
Yeah.
300-mile-an-hour winds, and it
Yeah,
all happens
it's
within like a week. It's like biblical, 7 days.
Yeah, well, there's a movie, right? Like was it like 2012 or something?
Yeah, very
The whole
similar.
shift. Yeah, very similar to that.
Very similar to that. So that's why they're building underground bunkers, and they're only wanting to tell certain people because
A lot of billionaires are building.
they're all of them. If you're a billionaire, you ain't got a bunker, you ain't nothing.
Yeah, you ain't it, right?
You ain't it. You ain't it. So that's my assumption. They know there's a polar shift coming. They don't
Yeah.
want to tell the normies.
Yeah,
So there's more resources for them when they come out of their bunker.
yeah.
You know,
That's crazy.
that's just what I think. But anyway, El Chapo, that's a crazy story. Shout out to Santa Teresa.
Yeah,
The bigger story too that I keep looking at is the Olympics. You know.
yeah. That's.
Did you hear about that? I mean.
Yeah, I was out on the way. I was out on the weekend, and so when I caught back up to everything, I was like, "What the heck?" Like I seen the picture like on TikTok of the opening. Was it the opening ceremony?
Right. The opening
table,
ceremony.
right?
That's right. Yep.
And in my mind, when I saw it was like a reenactment of like the First Supper, but like blasphemous. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. It was pretty brutal. And real quick, shout out to YouTube. We are live on YouTube finally.
Hey.
Thanks for all the subs. We do have enough subs to go live on YouTube now, so thank you guys for all your support. Keep subbing,
Yeah.
sharing. The more subs, the better. We get to spread this word out until we get banned, which we
Right,
probably
right,
will.
right.
Just what I just said at the beginning.
Yeah.
That's
With
probably
me
not-
on, you definitely will.
Yeah,
be
with
bad.
Joey on. But anyway, where were we? Oh yeah, so to get right to it, from what I understand, it's a mock, Last Supper, and they've been doing it since the Roman days. It was the Romans that made it.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, the Romans were doing this
Okay.
because they were out really anti-Christ back then.
Sure.
And there was kids there, very explicit stuff, doing stuff to the adults,
Yeah.
the naked adults
Yeah.
and stuff. People are pretty pissed off about that.
A lot of people are pissed off about that.
And so what I learned is a lot of times these like bigger companies like BlackRock and Disney, they'll pay companies like Budweiser and stuff to do this crazy like
Sure.
transgender stuff, and they'll give them a ton of money, and the company's like, we'll take the money.
Yeah.
And sometimes they can smuggle it through and nobody really pays attention.
Right,
But
right.
when it doesn't go through, they have to pull it, and they basically try to gaslight everybody. Like, we didn't do that.
Yeah, that never happened.
That never happened. But that's what's going on is these big, massive, like multi-billionaire companies are paying them to do these types
They
of
got a
stuff.
whole other agenda that they're trying to push underneath the rug, like you said, underneath everybody's eyes. And
Yes, in everybody's eyes, yeah. But that's what's going on. They did the same thing with the Olympics. And apparently the Olympics has been infiltrated for a long time. I mean, everything's been infiltrated, guys. Every
Right,
institution, bureaucracy. That's why things are falling apart.
they did have old Snoop Dogg holding the
American flag?
He came in with the
Jamaican
torch.
flag? That's what, or did you really?
Yeah.
That's a smart PR move right
Looked
there.
like a big old doobie, man.
Now I kind of want to watch it. They got Snoop in there. They're going after the millennials with that
Yeah,
one.
that was the only cool thing I saw about that. Oh, Snoop Dogg, yay.
I went to the Winter Olympics when I was living in Italy, and
Oh.
we went to the skeet shoot. Like, what's it called with the skeet shooting?
Yeah.
I forgot what it's called, but it's like the most boring
Shuffle?
thing. Yeah, shuffle. We went to
Shuffleboard, yeah.
the shuffle and the ice shuffling.
Yeah.
Man, it was so boring. We got so drunk. We got kicked out of there. It was so embarrassing. But it was packed, and we were cheering our brains out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's a good time to go to the Olympics right now. It's an easy target.
I heard a lot of crazy things were like leading up to it.
Yeah.
They were having issues. I guess there's like that big river that runs through Paris, right? And really, really contaminated, really, really polluted.
Oh, really?
And yeah, like real bad.
Where's it even at?
Paris, right?
Is it Paris, France?
Right? Yeah. It's in
Oh,
Paris.
yeah.
And they got that big river that runs through, and so like
I heard that it was
people
bad.
like were upset that they were gonna have it there, and they didn't want it there, and that their legislation and their government was trying to keep it like clean, and like I said, that it's clean enough to go swimming in it, but the people who live there knew it wasn't. You know what I mean? So I think like things like that were happening. Their transportation system went down. I heard all their train systems stopped the first day. So like a lot of wild things have been happening there.
Yeah,
already.
I heard about that, and the feces in the water is like really bad, and the immigrants are like still bathing in it and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you get to the that mock of the Last Supper with all the like the orgies and stuff. That's a sign of a fallen society, guys. Every society that falls, the people who are in charge get too into alcohol, they get too into sex and drugs and orgies, and then stuff just falls apart.
Yeah.
So basically, what we're seeing in France is like the early stages of the falling of Rome. You know?
Yeah, I can see that.
It sucks, dude.
Yeah.
It sucks to see us kind of fall like that. But it's patterns, like you said.
Yeah.
We're going through it again.
Yep.
It is
We
what
just
it
go
is.
through it and come back around, and every 100 years or so, and a couple hundred years. I guess it's just the way of
And
life, right?
it's just a crazy thing, like especially more so these days. Like I'm glad we can talk at this level because I feel more now than ever. Like when they founded this country, it was only 6% of the English that founded America.
Right.
So it's 6%.
Right.
That's how I feel right now.
Yeah.
Like only like 6% of the random people, like my friends and random people, can really talk at this
Yeah.
level. The rest of everyone else is freaking gone.
Oh yeah, they're
That's just how I feel. I don't know.
some people are lost cause in a sense.
Yeah,
you know what I
lost
mean?
cause.
Yeah,
Don't
yeah.
even waste your time. And I
Yeah.
don't anymore. It's different.
Oh yeah, I don't try to preach it. I don't try to push my thing on anybody because half the people don't get it, and then they look at you like you're
They get
crazy,
upset.
or they get upset,
They get upset.
or they get defensive. You know, so
But you can't call us crazy, bro. We've seen this through history. We've seen the same patterns of behavior, man. People are just getting into debauchery and just terrible lifestyle stuff. But whatever, everybody's gonna learn. They'll learn us.
Right.
We
They'll
can't live.
learn
We
us.
can't
Yeah,
keep doing that.
Yeah.
You know, it's not gonna happen. So,
hopefully, if not, we'll just keep repeating.
so the poles are shifting. And I don't know. This is a crazy time to be alive. Thank you guys for tuning in so freaking much. I love doing this stuff. And Kamala, we gotta talk about Kamala.
Hey,
She's all over.
We have to talk about
All I see on my social media
She
feed.
fell out of a coconut tree or something, right?
What do you mean? What does that mean?
Her saying, right? You haven't seen that saying?
No.
Oh, bro, it's been going around like a TikTok.
Fell out of a coconut tree?
Yeah, she tells a story, but like they've been clipping it, and it's like her and her like high pitched voice is like,
Oh, yeah.
fell out of a coconut tree. Ah! And it's like they keep repeating it over and over, and it's great.
Her
man.
voice
they're,
is
they're just
bad.
making her look real rough right now.
Yeah, my whole feed, and I have a pretty conservative following, or just like, it's all throwing Kamala under the bus.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
all
It's-
day. That's all I ever see is her getting thrown under the bus.
Yeah.
More than pro-Trump stuff.
There was a meme that was going around this morning that I saw, and it had her next to this guy, and it said, what did it say? Married man buys Kamala a new Beamer. How do you think she got that? I was like, whoa, that's wild.
Hey, and I'm not
Wow.
knocking the girls trying to get paid, trying to get theirs out
I
there.
mean,
It is what it is. That's
yeah.
cool, bro. But you can't be president. I mean, look, nobody's ever voted for her. She's never went through a
They
primary.
say that's how she got to the top, right?
Yeah.
You heard about that, right? Yeah. So
You want to get
allegedly.
You want to get biblical? It talks about the Jezebel spirit, and that's
Yeah.
that's what she do.
Yeah.
That's what Jezebel do, and that's
Yeah.
what we're seeing.
Biblical times, man.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. If you think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wild.
But she's wildly unpopular, and nobody likes her. She's not even black. That's the main thing. Like I heard a meme this morning. Someone sent it to me. Like they were interviewing a whole bunch of black dudes and some black chicks on Zoom,
Right.
and there was one like base black dude, and he's like, why are you voting for Kamala?
Yeah.
I said, because she's black. And he's like, really?
not.
What about character? What about judging people off of the content of not their skin? She's like, no. And then there was like a couple other girls agreeing with her, and you just gotta slap your head like, wow, really?
Yeah, that's crazy.
What'd you say though? But yeah, so I don't know. She's not popular. Nobody likes her. There's no way she can win, bro.
You know, maybe off the basis of she's trying to get that, maybe like the black vote or like the vote
not
that
black.
Trump can't get. You know what I mean? But she's swinging the black vote, right? Yeah,
Yes.
and because of the misinterpretation of it, right?
Yes.
And but so there was this theory going around that said that they did it on purpose that way because they were waiting to see who Trump was going to pick.
Right.
He picked Vance, and that he kind of did it because he really didn't care because he knew he was so high on the polls, right? But now that it's not Biden and it's now Kamala,
He wants to go
now they're going to be attacking that group that Vance doesn't target, right?
Right.
And so that he wasted pretty much his BP pick on somebody that's not going to target a good demographic.
And I kind of agree with that. I was surprised he didn't get like a black dude in there.
Right.
Because there's so many, like Mark Robinson, lieutenant governor, freaking North Carolina, badass.
I thought, man, was Vivek?
Vivek was
Yeah,
badass.
bro. I thought, he's badass, man.
Bad. Those guys are awesome.
Yeah.
But you know what? Honestly, the problem with that is that both of those guys are better public speakers than Trump. And you can't really have him. You can't have the VP outshining.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Because those guys are amazing public speakers. I mean, Vivek is just incredible. So is Mark Robinson. But so let's see what happens. I just don't know. I don't think they're gonna let him live, bro. I think they're gonna get him.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah,
they're gonna get him.
Yeah.
I hate to say that. It's a 50-50 toss, and I'm leaning more towards not making it because they've got Mach 7 missiles out there, bro. Hypersonic missiles that are Mach 7. There's nothing else on Earth that can stop that. It's there in a split second, bro.
Yeah. If they were already covering up, maybe allegedly this, that, and the third that already happened, I don't know how they cannot. I mean, they can already pull something else off, you know.
And then they're throwing JD Vance under the bus too. They got like a bunch of pictures of him hanging out with Lindsey Graham, which I'm not a big fan of Lindsey Graham at all.
Yeah.
And in his defense, like, guys, if you want to play the game, if you want to beat the game, you got to play the game. Lindsey Graham's like top level senator.
Yeah.
Like you got to hang out with that guy if you want to be involved with the Republican Party.
Yep.
Period. So that's kind of unfair to associate him with Lindsey Graham like that.
Yeah.
But they're definitely doing some hit pieces on Vance. They gave him the Netflix special, which is a little weird to me too. Yeah, I mean, if they don't get Trump, he'll win. If they get him, then shit, it's World War III automatically.
Yeah, dude.
I'm spiritually ready for whatever happens. Honestly, I'm just like whatever.
Yeah, and I think that this is the time you gotta get right with whoever you need to get right.
yeah.
Now it's getting crazy. It's literally biblical things are coming up that are in the Bible that are happening, that are being played out.
Yeah.
And get right with your maker, get right with the creator.
Yeah. Whoever you
God
pray
is,
to, whoever your God is. Yeah. Straight up.
Because, we don't know. I think a lot of things are shifting, and you just need to be prepared.
And I've made peace with that. I was crazy for a while. I was like, man, I got to get more storable food. I got to get an underground bunker and all that. But it's like, at a certain level, you go through so much stuff, like we've all been through. Right. You just kind of let things go. Yeah. And you work hard. You focus on improving, and like you said, getting closer to your maker, whatever that may be. And that's all you can really do, bro.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff is way out of our freaking hands.
Yeah. Just vibe higher.
Bro.
Yeah. Don't get caught up in the low vibrational stuff.
Great point.
Yeah.
And that really helps a lot.
Yeah, it really does.
It
really does. I mean, from everything like your food you're taking in to the music you're listening to. I got classical music playing in the Jeep right now because I have to have something keeping me on a higher level.
That's a great move, actually. Yeah, they've done studies. People who listen to classical music, it does something with you when you're study better. I think it does something to your IQ as well. It's like the classical music is really good for you.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I'm gonna start listening to classical music myself now. I used to do it when I was in college more, but. So then, okay, nobody likes Kamala. I don't know how they're gonna get her over the hill because it's gonna come out she's not black. It's gonna come out eventually. I think her dad's like 6% Indian, something like that. Her dad.
Wow.
So she's like nothing.
Yeah.
But okay, so then, I want to go back to the Olympics because they're dealing with the feces in the river, like you were saying. They're dealing with the crime, and we got a lot of immigrants that came over recently. Like they say 20 to 30 million, right? And we love immigrants. My family's immigrants. They came over here with the braceros, but the ones that we selected, the ones that earned their way, have a different mindset. They have a different mentality. Right. They would assimilate.
Right. And they worked for their visas,
and
right?
They worked for their visas,
and that's the biggest point that they would. Because my dad and my grandparents,
really,
on that side, the same, right?
Really.
And he gets so upset because they all fought for their visas. They all did the proper channels and got them. And
that's not easy.
No, it's not easy.
Visa stuff's not easy.
Right. So, and I know from my dad and talking to him, he gets pissed off when immigrants are coming because he's like, they're not doing it right. They didn't do it like I did, and we struggled, They did the onion fields and everything when they came, and they got it the way they got it, you know what I mean? The whole thing. And so it's kind of disheartening to those people who did the proper channels and do everything properly, right? And then they see what's going on now. I think they have like In Del Rio, yesterday, the day before, 11,000 at the border. Again, 11,000 immigrants at the border. Like an influx. They showed a drone footage and it was just camps everywhere. Del Rio, Texas, and it's like, whoa.
I don't know how things haven't fallen apart so far.
I don't know. Yeah.
They're the worst guys that come, and that's what I was gonna say in France. So they've been letting their illegal immigrants come in for years now, decades.
Yeah.
And they get the same thing like they do here. They get them within a couple months. They got a social security card.
Right.
They got a work visa. They don't even need to work. They got the social security cards, and they get all the government benefits.
And they get a cell phone so they can check all their stuff, right?
$10,000 or more. And they just feel privileged. And like in France, what it is they come over, and the idea is that they come over here and they have kids because the population is dwindling, right?
Sure.
Well, they've done studies, even though after 5 years, those people stop having kids, and I think 80% of them never find a job.
Wow.
They're on government assistance the entire time, and they're the ones that are doing all the violent crime,
Yeah.
doing all the crazy stuff in the streets,
Yeah.
and they don't assimilate. They literally try to destroy whatever religion it is in that country that they take over. I mean, it's in the Quran. Once they reach past 10% of Islam in that area, that's their goal, is to get past 10%. Then they can really start taking over.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow.
That's what their orders are.
Wow.
And so those aren't the kind of immigrants that we're used to in America.
No.
We used to be very
No, not at
strict,
all. Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, not at all.
And people had pride, like your dad, pride for earning their right to be here, to work here,
Yeah.
and they would assimilate. And maybe you bring some food over, some culture, and maybe you learn religion. But at the end of the day, most immigrants were proud to be Americans.
Oh, yeah.
They would vote for pro-American
Yeah.
candidates,
Yeah.
and they would just, be better than most Americans.
Yeah.
But now it's like he's got these 20, 30 million people over here. It's gonna be like France, bro.
Yeah, man. Yeah. And like you said, like the worst of the worst is coming over. Right? There was that like TikTok video a while back
Yeah,
that
that
you guys
one
talked
dude.
about, and that guy, and he just got out of extreme prison in the
That
Middle
guy
East
was
somewhere.
creepy, huh?
Yeah.
That was a creepy TikTok. You guys probably haven't seen. I wish we could throw it in. But he was telling like other illegal immigrants how to squat on houses so they end up with the
Right,
property.
right, right.
And his whole tone and his body language was like super like low frequency.
Yeah,
Man.
yeah.
But they got him, and then what else is going on? I mean, yeah, those are big issues right there.
Right.
And that's the Democrats often have that. Peter Goodman, when we had him on, he's like, well, I've never seen any evidence that we have that many people coming over here. I'm like, bro, they're freaking everywhere, bro.
Bro.
And military age, Chinese guys, and
Yeah.
it's
They are mostly all military age men.
got the same boots,
Yeah.
same uniforms.
Yeah.
Big-
With no family, right? Like what we said before, like you see like the
No
families coming
family.
in, the kids coming in, kids struggling, but these are just men, single, 20s, athletic, ready to fight or whatever for their country, and they're just coming through ready to be here in America, and it's wild.
That's crazy, huh?
It's a whole other.
It's gonna be. It's gonna. You guys got to understand. They're setting us up for something.
Well,
And
you've seen Red Dawn.
I have seen Red
Yeah,
Dawn.
so I just always allude to that. And I always feel like they put little hints of
They
what's going
always
to
do
happen
that.
in the movies,
They
right?
always do that.
So, and Red Dawn, they remade it twice. There's an older version and the newer version in like 2012 or something that came out, right? 2015.
Preconditioned programming or something like that. I think that's
Yeah,
what it's called.
yeah,
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
lesser magic too. They tell you what they're gonna do before they do it.
Yeah.
It's crazy. So that's what's gonna. I don't know. I still am at peace. Honestly, that stuff used to keep me up at night, but not so
Right,
much anymore.
right.
It's like
If it
whatever.
happens, it
man.
happens. My
Whatever.
house is protected. You know what I mean?
It's
And-
whatever, bro.
Yeah, we'll get down that road. We'll get down that road.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like I know the right people. I have the right skill set. I can get by. I'll survive either
Sure,
way.
sure,
It might
yeah.
suck, but I'll get by.
Yeah, yeah,
You know,
100%.
whatever. I know I can deal with more than most people. You know what I mean? I got fucking military training.
Yeah,
I
you're
got
good,
great
bro.
friends. I know
Yeah,
this
you're
guy,
good.
so I'm all right. It's and I got storable food, so I got a year's worth chilling. So
Yeah.
I got my water purification, so I'm set.
Yeah,
you
they
know?
say 3 months, right? To at least have 3 months.
At least
worth
3
of,
months.
like,
I got enough for
supplies.
2 people for a year.
Yeah.
Just in case whoever I'm with.
Yeah, that's badass.
Yeah.
Badass.
But that's just me. I mean, so yeah. I mean, that's it. Quick topics today, guys. We didn't really want to get too much. Is there anything else you want to jump into, man? I mean,
Nah, man, I think we covered a little.
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
What else is going on? I mean, the local elections are real quick on the deep state. So the deep state. People always ask me, "Who's the deep state? What are you talking about?" You got to understand that there's been people that have been running this world long before America was created.
Yeah.
Long before. That's who the founding fathers were fighting. And
Yeah.
you know who those people were? The global bankers, the people who own the money.
Rothschilds.
The Rothschilds, the Bilderberg Group.
Yeah, yeah.
There's all. I can go council and I see it. There's all kinds of
What is it? Black.
BlackRock.
Yeah, BlackRock now.
It's all old money.
Yeah.
The DuPonts, the Rockefellers, all those guys. JP Morgan Chase.
Real quick, so about
Probably shouldn't be saying these names.
BlackRock, right? they have a contract right now with Ukraine to build back Ukraine over like $12 trillion, right? So
wow.
Yeah, just wanted to throw that little nugget.
So that's who's been running the world. So from their perspective, America's like this pimple,
right?
That they got to get rid of.
Yeah.
Human freedom is not part of the plan. They don't want us to have freedom.
What if they're making money off of all of us, right?
Well, they are, and that's what they've structured it.
Yeah.
To extract as many resources from us as possible. But now they have all the money in the world. They got trillions upon trillions. Yeah. So they don't need us anymore. So that's what we're up against, guys. It's the deep state. They're not here for us. And how we get rid of them or how we fight back is with local elections. Their whole plan is based on the local county commissions, city council. Their plan is foiled if we take our local seats back. And that could be either party. I know guys good side on the Democrats. I know guys good side on the Republicans. You really just got to have the discernment to understand what candidate or what politician is actually going to be pro-human.
Yeah.
It's really not. It's not really blue and red anymore. It's so they're both so terrible.
Yeah.
You got to really look at the candidate now.
Yeah.
That's how we fight back. You get involved in your local elections, like the way I'm doing, and you get local people that you trust in the office.
Get out and vote, y'all.
Get out and freaking vote.
They say, and it's no, I'm Republican. They say Republicans don't show up to the polls.
They don't, man.
So get out there and vote. All y'all watching, go out and vote.
It's not that hard.
It's not hard.
It's pretty quick. Yeah.
And we gotta show up. We gotta show up for our party, for our party's people, and for our voice, right?
Yeah. Just go vote.
Yeah.
It's not that hard.
Yeah.
Get up and vote, rock the vote, do it like P. Diddy.
Yeah, right?
Do you remember that big old rock the vote campaign?
They did a big old campaign push.
Him and Obama did a huge rock the vote campaign, and they got people out. That's how Obama got in there.
Yeah.
MTV and freaking P. Diddy, they got him in there.
Yeah, they got everybody out registering and voting, and they made it where it was cool to vote, like right, because it was our generation. And our generation did not want to vote because that was our mindset. We're like, our voice doesn't matter. We're gonna go drink. We're gonna go party. And they put everything that we're watching, MTV, all the culture, and they rallied around and made it cool for everybody to vote because MTV said it was cool. You know?
I don't know how you make it cool to vote, man. I just feel like I think freedom's cool.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
And I've seen conservative candidates win in New Mexico. You look at Yvette Harrell, she won. She's about as conservative as they come.
Yeah.
Jennifer Jones, she's in Deming. She won. All of Lordsburg right now, people don't know. And so all of us around Las Cruces is red.
Right.
Alamogordo is a red city council, red mayor. Lordsburg is red mayor, red city council, red county.
Is our new mayor, is he red?
He's Democrat, but he's what they would say, I guess, a conservative Democrat. I don't know. I don't want to speak for him.
Okay.
But apparently he's not far left progressive.
Okay.
That's all I know. And I don't think he'd be mad at me for saying that. I hope he doesn't. It's off to the mayor.
There's no offense.
Yeah, no offense. But literally, all the cities around us are Republican right now.
Wow.
All the counties, we're the only ones that are so hard blue. And it's very peculiar if you look at a map and you look at it like cancer. We should be going red soon here.
Yeah.
Theoretically.
I think a lot of things got to change here at a city level for us.
Well, people got to get out and vote, like you said.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to explain. That's why I brought that up. Why everyone around us is red. It's like it can happen.
Yeah.
You can vote Republican people in office. It's possible. Right. You basically just got to overwhelm the system. And really, what it boils down to, you guys. And I've said this public already before. It's about the dead people, bro. And it's the people who left the state and the people who died, and they're not taking off the voter rolls. And the Department of Energy, Department of Health is the one who mandate that. It's like a critical data section or something within. Wow. And so they get to pick and choose. This is in every state. They get to pick and choose who is and isn't off the voter rolls, and they have access to who they are. So they'll send them absentee ballots, and they'll submit the ballots on behalf of them. That's but it's only like 10 to 15%.
Wow.
They can't pull up more dead people than 15%. So if you can get out and overwhelm that past the 15%, there's nothing they can do. So I told you guys, your vote does count, and yes, there is some chicanery going on, as we all knew.
Yeah.
Voting chicanery has been there since day one. Bro.
Yeah.
Day one.
Yeah.
So just do it. Just get involved.
Get out and vote.
And it's a spiritual thing too. When you get behind a candidate that you believe in, you come hang out with his following or her following.
Right.
It's like you emanate. You bring the vibes up.
Yeah.
It's not just a vote either. It's all about energy.
Yep. It's all about energy.
So Joey's got good energy. And I appreciate him coming on today.
Thanks for having me, guys.
I appreciate the studio. Yeah. This is great. Very comfortable here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Don't forget, we are on YouTube. We are on Rumble. We are on Facebook. Well, I didn't go live on Facebook this time. Well, YouTube. The main thing is YouTube. If you guys can sub on YouTube and share this stuff, that helps us out tremendously. We're looking forward to seeing the amazing Alice back here next Monday, or we air on Tuesdays, right?
Yeah.
So next Tuesday. I don't know who the next guest is. It's gonna be someone cool. And we'll get Kim on eventually too. Thank you guys so much. All right, love you guys very much.
Later, guys.
Take it easy. Take it easy. We'll see you guys soon. Have a great week.